warm welcome to the 2024 edition of inNOWvate Supply Chain event, where we connect, combine, create now. I would like to introduce you to Martin Lafers, CEO and Chief Trend Watcher of Supply Chain Media.
So welcome everybody. So welcome to our inNOWvate Supply Chain event. The theme of this event today is which mountain to climb. So we have a lot of challenges all are happening in the world, and we have 3 peaks we could possibly climb. So we could climb Mount Visibility, peak planning of the Sustainability Summit. So there is something to choose from because there are a lot of things happening. So we live in a turbulent world, and I don't speak about the Eurovision Song Festival. We know all what happened with the Dutch contest. No, I speak about the real world. And as you see here, there are a lot of things happening in the world. A lot of black swans happened in the last 4 years. So it started out with COVID-19, and you see what happened. You can read all the stuff on the screen. And then also 2 years ago, the invasion of Ukraine. And if it wasn't enough, we get the drama, the conflict, Gaza, and all the things what happened after that. So these are real black swans, and they have real impact, and they have real ripple effects, bullwhips. We all know it in the supply chain, and it leads to inflation, raising costs, possibly to all kind of recessions all around the world. We see it in Europe and in Germany. They're having a hard time. So there are real troubles, real challenges. And there's also a 4th one, CSRD, that might not be a black swan, might be a green swan. So for publicly traded companies, they all know what to do with CSRD. But you know, as a company, say Ahold, that's liable for CSRD, they expect from Mars, family-owned company, you know, to give the number for scope 3. And a logistics company doing all the logistical work for Mars have to come up with the numbers and the figures on scope 3 or their scope 1 and 2 of their emissions. So for a lot of companies who are not liable as a publicly traded company, CSRD is a black swan. So basically, you know, there are a lot of challenges, and we're going to address these, and hopefully we will make sure that we have some answers for you. But the thing is, there's so much going on, there's so much ambition you want, or the challenge you want to address. So which mountain are you going to climb? And that's depending on your company. The phase they're in, is it family-owned company, publicly traded company, and so on, and so forth and so on. So basically, you have to choose. So that's the whole thing. And you see this mountain, you know, we are in a luxury phase here, Amsterdam, so we're doing fine. But there are real troubles somewhere else in the world. So this is a mountain you have to choose, but go back 2 years ago. On February 22, in 2012, this was also Switzerland. And imagine then, in the middle of the night, this woman, Olena, got a call at 4 o'clock, mid in the night, and she picked up the phone. It was her security officer. And the security officer said, you know, yeah, there's an invasion in your country, in Ukraine. The Russians have invaded your country. And she didn't understand what, you know, we are already at war with them. No, this is big. You have to go back. So basically, Olena said, you know, okay, I'm in Switzerland. I have to move to the Ukraine. I have to move back to my hometown, Kiev. So Olena Vdovychenko is the CEO, Metro Cash and Carry. That's a wholesaler for hotels, restaurants, and cafes in Ukraine. So they have 26 major stores in Ukraine. So she's responsible for the whole company. She has a supply chain background, has been supply chain director for 10 years. So, you know, she is responsible. She has to go back because she has more than 3,000 employees working for her company in Ukraine. So can you imagine? She's driving back from Switzerland to the Ukraine. She is crossing the border from Hungary to Ukraine, and she was the only one driving in the eastern direction. The other way around, to the west, there was a traffic jam of 50 kilometers, 5 rows wide, of cars moving out of the country. by car, walking down. So she was moving the other direction. I have to go to Kiev. So I have to arrange something. I'm responsible for my people. So along the way, she saw what's really happening in Ukraine. She saw this, and she was thinking, okay, I have to act. And basically, I have to make sure that my company will survive. And I make sure that my people will survive. And, I have to take care of them. So along the way, she came to Kiev, and her son was at school. And it was in a neighborhood where Russian paratroopers were landing, so there was already occupied territory in Kiev. So she had to make some calls, and finally she found a taxi driver near the school to get her son out of there. So that's what she was thinking. We have to act, my family first, and then I have to take care of the rest of my company. So in the first few days, half of all the warehouses of her company were bombed. So basically, she said, okay, I have to act. What should I do? So one of the warehouses was a cold storage warehouse, and a Russian helicopter was shut down, and basically all the electricity was down. So frozen goods worth 5 million. So basically, there was only one person in the neighborhood living close by, and she said, okay, make sure that, okay, all the defrozen goods, give it away, make sure that everybody gets it, and then make sure that you have someone around to make sure to get some power back. So after 2 days, the power got back, and basically, she saved 80% of her goods, and the rest was handed out to all the people around them. So she was aware, I should take care of my people, I should take care of the people around me, I should make sure that all the military people and the service people were getting food and supplies. I have to arrange trucks and that kind of stuff. So basically, she acted upon it, and she called other directors to make sure we're going to survive this. We make sure that we're going to succeed with all this. And we're quite luxury chairs right now, but this is what their meetings were there. There's a bomb shelter every morning at 7 o'clock. She had a board meeting over there, and this is what the world was over there 2 years ago. So basically, she had the calls every day. What is happening to my people? Are they wounded? And yes, there were people killed. Out of the more than 3,000 people, more than 150 people had to go to the front, men and women. So basically, it's okay, I have to take care of that. But then again, I have to survive my business. But in the meantime, as you remember, in the fall of 2022, there was a lot of power shortages in Ukraine. There was no electricity, but the restaurants in the major cities keep on going. So, they had candlelight dinners inside. They had their stuff cooked outside. And basically, I have to supply all these companies to make sure that we will go on, that we will survive and that we will succeed. So basically, that's what all she did every morning, 2 times in the bomb shelter, and then she makes sure that all the things happened. But also she realized, 70% of her employees are women. And a lot of women fled the country. And a lot of men had to join the army, so things were under pressure. She wanted to continue her businesses. So out of the 26 stores in the first year of the war, 22 remained open. She said, okay, we have to go on, and we have to succeed, and we have to improvise, and we have to innovate. So basically, and you see it right now in the news, what the Ukrainians are doing with drones, very innovative things with small ways of how to innovate. So that's what she did. So with her team, and she gives also a lot of empowerment to the people on the floor. So make sure that decisions within guidelines, all the 3,000 people remaining have guidelines what to do when, and do it yourself, and innovate. So basically what they said, we have to open up, but we have up to 20% of vacancies, people that left the country or went to the front. So she had to innovate with her company. So now you see what they have. This is an Amazon Go store. And Amazon introduced Amazon Go cashierless stores a few years back. But last year, they closed down 8 stores in the US. Now, Amazon has more than 20 Amazon Go stores open with cashierless technology, with cameras and scanners, whatever. In the meantime, Metro has now 22 cashless stores in Ukraine. So they have surpassed Amazon in Ukraine. So they have more cashless stores in Ukraine than Amazon in the US. And Aldi is struggling, Ahold is struggling, Carrefour is struggling. It's all too expensive to have cashless stores to get this kind of working of innovation. But in Ukraine, they made it. Under pressure, everything becomes liquid. So now you know there is a way. And make sure that you innovate and make sure that you will advance and be innovative and talk to your people on the floor how to do that. And that's what she did. And out of the stores, she reopened 2 stores. And you know, they thrived. You know, in the circumstances they are in a war zone, and that's amazing. But now we're going to listen to Olena.
Dear friends, today I am reaching you from Ukraine, a country where every day brings new challenges, but also opens up opportunities for innovations and resilience. Since the beginning of full-scale invasion, our company, like many others in Ukraine, has faced significant challenges: security of people's life, disruption of supplies, destroyed roads, blocked ports, burned to scratch warehouses, blackouts, blocked borders, scarcity of human resources, air raids every day and nights. However, we refuse to be defined by these challenges only. Despite the chaos, we have found strength and unity and have made it our mission to keep moving forward. Our company Metro Ukraine is growing double digits year over year and generating cash. We recovered availability from 50% to 96+, enabling high service level to our customers. We continue providing employment to more than 3,000 people all over Ukraine, paying taxes and supplying food to support economic growth of the country. Continuing investing in digital solutions and sustainability, preaching efficiency and long-term purpose. And we made it all happen due to 3 fundamental things: great, courageous team ready to explore all possible and impossible ways of doing things, believe in own purpose, and strong strategy, which is strong enough to be adapted at any time to serve that purpose. Unity and determination of our leadership team to empower organization to support them on the way to remove the obstacles. Myself personally, I source my energy from my team. Their sparkling eyes, outstanding ideas, discussions how to deal with challenges, and of course from our customers who vote for us to choose to make their food purchase with us. Moreover, I'm happy to state that we are transitioning from survival path to a growth strategy. We are utilizing the power of innovation to keep not only essential services running, but also use it for the future growth. Thank all of you who are supporting Ukraine. Every single help counts. Together, we will emerge stronger, more resilient, and more united than ever before.
So this is a great story. And, you know, interestingly enough, you know, I asked Olena, make a personal video. And I was expecting she would put out her mobile phone and she make a clear-cut video to me, to us, you know. But you said, no, we want to prove we can make it as professional like the Lego or the PepsiCo guys. So that's what she did. She did it, you know, in 2 weeks' time she created this video. So that's amazing. To wrap it up, so basically, you know, you have to pick your mountain. And then you have to pick your route, your path. Is it A, B, and C? And my point is, you know, if you pick route A, what is you're going to do? You plan your climb. But what are you going to do if you're climbing this mountain and you're, you know, confronted with another team? Maybe your competitor. What do? Do you wait? Do you throw them off the mountain? Do you go to another path? What will you do? So basically, you know, you have to think about if you're climbing a mountain, and you've seen Magnus Lengtwist, there's no option when you're going up to the Mount Everest. You wait in line, and that's the only thing. But, you know, there are different mountains. You know, all of us have to deal with Mount Visibility, peak planning, and the Sustainability Summit. You know, we all have to climb it one day or another. What will you do? And are you alone? Or are you collaborate? So basically, That's depending on your situation. It's cooperation internally. How do you manage to do internally, cross-functionally? That's also an interesting part. Collaboration externally, and sometimes you collaborate with your suppliers, and if you have a good connection to your customers, with your competitors, that's sometimes an issue. But look beyond. Look in another ecosystem. Look at some other companies that are not competing but are in a similar situation. Maybe you can collaborate in that sense. And finally, look at the circumstances. What is the weather when you are climbing the mountain? So you have to take care of that. So basically, these are the 4 elements you have to consider climbing the mountain. And like I last year said, a lot of analysts and consultants are writing about ecosystems. 2 years ago, McKinsey started writing about business ecosystem, and a month later, Gartner picked it up and it was writing about supply chain ecosystem. And then I looked it up at Google, looking for pictures, but not finding anything. So I created this own visualization of this ecosystem. So basically, we haven't got any linear supply chains anymore. It's like an ecosystem. So you have to visualize all your stakeholders. It's like stakeholder mapping, but then more in a logical way. And then, you have to also draw the basic flows, data flows, flow of goods, even personnel you can pop in, financial flows, etc. So that's the first part. And this is the ecosystem of the Procter & Gamble world, household products, Unilever, you name it. So you will see it. This is a better way of starting a conversation with all your people, internally, but also externally. When you talk to investors, what is your ecosystem look like? And then, when you have done this, you have to find the bottlenecks. Where does it hurt? Where is the cash flow not going well? Where is it clogging up with all kind of inventory? You have to find your bottlenecks. That could also be personnel. So basically, starting out by visualization of your ecosystem, you will know what you're talking about, and by visualizing your ecosystem, you have a better conversation with all of you internally, but also externally, and possibly also with startups and scale-ups. Where do you play? What is your niche? And which bottleneck are you solving for me? So, the world is getting more and more complex, and I know from professors of system dynamics, the only way out is by visualization. You have to open up the hood and then visualize the engine underneath the hood. Otherwise, you cannot explain, either to engineers or even to salespeople, what's going on. And, lo and behold, we have to look at our own ecosystem, but in the future, we will compete, like ecosystems, but also we will compete to other ecosystems. Can you imagine bio-based raw materials in 10 years' time? All the manufacturers want it, from all kind of industries, from all kind of ecosystems, cosmetics, CPG, household goods, automotive. In the end, we will be competing against ecosystems. And if you're not faring well within your own ecosystem, you have a hard time when you are competing with another ecosystem that's the way beyond. So basically, you have to find this way of thinking. And last but not least, I have also some training by former NATO generals. It's about empowerment. And you have to define a clear-cut mission, create a framework, and ensure the conditions are clear. Olena has done that in Ukraine. They delegated it to the floor. They had created rules, algorithms, when to do what, the guidelines. And getting back to Magnus, it's what dancing with rules. You should dance, and there are some rules, but with dancing, you get creativity and energy. And give your people the freedom to decide how to achieve the objectives within that framework. So in a military sense, is you have to conquer that hill or climb that mountain. How you do that, that's up to you. That's the freedom. And the one thing on the left, that's the visualization. If you want to know basically how NATO people and also the Ukrainian army are doing the briefing compared to the Russian way of doing briefing, Russians are standing in front of a screen and tell you what to do. That's the Russian way of briefing. The NATO way, and now Ukrainian army is trained in a similar way, you stand all around the table, stand, not sit, and you all participate. So in NATO sense, even Estonia is standing up and explain how Estonia, as a small country of the NATO forces, will contribute to get an effective plan and execution. So basically, it's like this. You put your ecosystem in the middle of the table, and then you explain where you put your resources, where you put your innovation, where you want to find startups and scale-ups. And everybody around the table can tell something and can add to that. So basically, that's what my finding is of last year and also culminating of this year. You have to have some empowerment on your people to scout for ideas. And that's what I'm very glad that you are here, either to scout for idea or pitching the ideas. With that, I would like to wrap up. Thank you for joining. And I want a massive applause for these sponsors. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here and we wouldn't have this event. Thanks for now. And finally, without my colleagues, and I won't name them, but I will miss out a few names. But no, we are also like a startup or a scale-up. And we are very agile with a lean company with only 6 employees and a flexible shell of 15 people around it. And also other people who are also happy to join forces and to participate. I want to big thank you for these people, for otherwise, I'm not alone here. They are with me. Thanks for them, and thank you for this opportunity. And you have to plan in advance, and this is the final one, and then I wrap up and we will have a drink. We are already set for next year. So, we have to plan in advance, and it will be the same location. So mark your calendar, and I hope you enjoyed the day. I hope you are inspired. I hope you know how to innovate, and I hope to spread the word. So let people know, if this is a good event, that people are missing out something today. You have to spread the word to make it happen. Why? Not for my commercial sake, no. We want to enlarge this kind of innovation to make it even bigger, to have a higher chance to find something new, what you not have seen before. And with that, I'd like to thank you, have a safe trip home, and have a nice drink, and see you next year.